and Christian with Top Point Outdoors. Today we're going to go over one of the cameras we have for filming. We've got a couple different ones, but one I have is the Canon Vixia G50 paired with a Rode video mic. It's not the Pro and it's not the Go, it's kind of that in-between one. And I've also got a fuzzy, what do they call it, a wind filter?
Yeah.
Something like that. Windscreen, that's what it is. So my camera's got a 20 times optical zoom, the autofocus, all that kind of stuff. But it's also got a mic plug so I can run the external mic, and it's got a zoom controller option, which I also do have a very zoom controller. It's one of the nicer ones, so I can zoom with my thumb and turn the camera on if it auto powers off, because I normally leave that setting on. But honestly, I have no complaints with this camera at all. It's capable of shooting 4K at 30 frames per second, 1080 at 60, 1080 at 30, I believe, and maybe even 1080 at 40. It goes down pretty low, but I love this thing. I used it on a couple hunts last year and was very, very impressed with it. The mic picks up things from a long way away, especially if I got it turned on the 80 hertz version. There's like an on switch, and then there's the 80 hertz. But I mean, I can pick up deer footsteps at 40, 50 yards in the leaves, no problem at all with this mic. Very, very sensitive. So I'm a big fan of it. And then I've got two larger batteries, and then I got the standard just Canon battery that came with it. And in terms of recording time, I can run one battery for like 200 minutes. So that equates to what? Hour and a half? Something like that?
Mm-hmm.
No,
that's over.
It'd be almost three and a half hours.
Yeah.
So they hold up really well, but that's the two extended ones that last that long. The regular one I think lasts somewhere around 200 minutes. I've also got two just card chargers. These chargers come with a little adapter. Just plug in there and I can charge them in the truck. So very impressed with that. And I got a case. And I've also got two 128 gig SD cards, and one thing I've noticed is if I run it on 4K, I can fill it in a matter of a couple hours. I mean, 4K is just, it eats up a ton of space on those cards. But 1080, I mean, I filmed half of last summer and all fall with the same two cards, but as soon as we started doing a little bit of 4K testing, it just filled them both just immediately.
Everything done in 1080 is still really impressed me. So the 4K is nice, but you know, you can always shoot in 1080.
Yeah. And the viewfinder on the camera also tilts. So I can spin it around, and I can, if I'm doing a self-interview in a tree or something, I can do it, and that eliminates a lot of the guesswork that I have of like, you know, am I in frame and how's it look? You know, I can just look at it, and I can do slow motion on it. I mean, all sorts of stuff. It's almost too fancy for me if I'm being completely honest, but I want to get to know everything there is to know about it and test it out to its fullest capability, basically.
Right.
Because I mean, if we can do slow-mo shots or whatever, that really opens up a lot of different doors, especially, you know, if we're not sure on a shot on a deer or something, we can always just be like, all right, well, we can slow it down, we can look at it, and, you know, there's just so many different options.
And that's huge, you know?
Yeah, because, I mean, that can be a lot of the difference between jumping a deer up out of its bed. I mean, not that we ever want to do that, but
We are hunters, you know, it does happen.
especially bow hunting. I mean, that kind of stuff does happen. And, you know, if that can prevent us from going in and, or helping us decide, okay, we need to back out, wait 6 hours instead of going out and, you know, jumping deer off its bed and it running 3/4 of a mile and then not finding it.
Right.
I mean,
We've all heard those stories.
more often than not,
Yeah.
it seems like. But honestly, that pretty much concludes, or at least this camera's review. There's really not a whole lot that I have. I mean, I've got a 4th arrow camera arm as well and a Manfrotto tripod with a Manfrotto fluid head as well. I mean, that's it. That's all the stuff that we use to film.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's a pretty killer setup.
yeah, it really is. I like it a lot. I'm glad we made the purchase.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that concludes this video, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.